Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Tuesday, October 21, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, Manchester farmer killed by gunmen posing as the police. A Manchester farmer was shot dead at his home in Kenwood district in northwest Manchester early Tuesday. Police identified him as Ajay Gooden, 30, a resident of Kenwood district in Comfort Hall, Manchester. A police report said about 1:05 a.m., Gooden was at his home when armed assailants posing as police kicked in the front door of his house and opened gunfire, hitting him all over his body. Police said the assailants then set fire to Gooden's gray 2003 Toyota Corolla motor car. Investigators are probing whether the incident is linked to a murder on October 12 in the Kenwood area. Councillor Rowan Kennedy of the People's National Party, Mile Gully Division, described the incidents as shocking as he said Kenwood is usually a quiet community.
Kennedy, Deputy Mayor of Mandeville and Councillor for the Mile Gully Division. Yes, I'm very concerned about the murder that had taken place in the Kenwood area. It has been the second one in a 2-week period. A community, quiet farming community like that, is not used to activities like these. It's very alarming. And to know that whosoever have done it or they allege that they were posing in police uniform, make it even a bit more concerning. I just want to appeal to the community that if there are any information available, please pass it on to the police, because they are the ones that will be able to, bring this to a closure. Don't go out and take no further action amongst yourselves.
3 men killed, 2 cops injured in alleged St. Catherine shootout. A dramatic late-night gun battle between police and gunmen along the Lincoln bypass in St. Catherine has left 3 men dead and 2 members of the police force injured. Reports are that about 10:30 p.m., lawmen intercepted a white Toyota Axia motorcar with 5 men aboard. Upon being signaled to stop, the men reportedly opened fire on the police, triggering a fierce exchange of gunfire. During the shootout, 2 policemen were shot. One of them was treated and released, while the other remains hospitalized in stable condition. 3 of the gunmen were also hit during the reported exchange and were later pronounced dead at hospital. 2 others managed to escape the scene, while reportedly continuing to fire at the police. Investigators say 2 firearms were recovered from the scene. A major manhunt has since been launched to capture the 2 men who escaped. Police sources say the interception of the men was part of ongoing intelligence-led operations targeting armed criminal groups operating in St. Catherine and the surrounding areas. The Independent Commission of Investigations has been notified and is probing the incident. Man killed on Heroes Day after allegedly attacking police. A man was fatally shot in an alleged confrontation with the police on Monday night in St. James. According to a police source, the male, who is unidentified, died about 7 p.m. during the incident involving the lawmen. Reports are that the police were conducting an operation on the Spring Mountain Main Road when a motor car was signaled to stop. The occupants of the motor vehicle reportedly opened fire at the police and the gunfire was returned. Afterwards, the unidentified man was seen suffering from gunshot wounds. He was transported to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Another man, who the police say is a known violence producer and who was injured during the incident, reportedly turned up at the hospital with gunshot wounds. He was subsequently admitted under police guard. A rifle was reportedly seized during that incident. This is the second fatal shooting to have occurred over the Heroes Day weekend in the parish. This is the second fatal shooting to have occurred over the Heroes Day weekend in the parish. On Sunday, about 6 a.m., 1 man was shot and killed during an alleged confrontation with the police in the Tucker Granville community. Reports are that the police were conducting operations in the area when a group of men were accosted by the lawmen. They reportedly opened a fire at the police, who returned the fire. One man was later found suffering from gunshot wounds. One 9mm pistol was reportedly seized during the operation. The police say the deceased is a known violence producer in the St. James Police Division. According to a police officer, the operations form part of Operation Endgame, now underway in the parish. Operation Endgame continues to be a major thrust of the leadership to combat the crime, and we are seeing the results, he stressed. Tropical storm watch now in effect for Jamaica as Tropical Storm Melissa forms. A tropical storm watch is now in effect for Jamaica, the Meteorological Service has announced. The watch was issued as Tropical Storm Melissa formed in the Caribbean Sea on Tuesday amid warnings from forecasters that heavy rain, flooding, and strong winds could hit Haiti and Jamaica later this week. The U.S. National Hurricane Center issued a hurricane watch for parts of Haiti. On Tuesday morning, Melissa was about 480 kilometers south of Port-au-Prince, Haiti, with maximum sustained winds of 80 kilometers per hour. It was moving west at 23 kilometers per hour. Officials said Haiti and the Dominican Republic could see 13 to 25 centimeters of rainfall by Friday, with Aruba, Puerto Rico, and Jamaica getting 2.5 to 8 centimeters of rain. As a result, the Met Service said fisher folks on the Keys and the Banks should evacuate immediately and start returning to the mainland. Small craft operators already at sea are urged to return to land, while those in port are being warned not to venture out. When the system is in the vicinity of Jamaica, it is expected to produce locally heavy rainfall, strong gusty winds, possibly reaching tropical storm force primarily over northeastern and the southern parishes late Wednesday and Thursday, the Met Service said. The rainfall is forecast to continue into next weekend. The Met Service said it is closely monitoring the progress of this system. Authorities probing fish kill in Kingston Harbor. Law enforcement authorities are investigating reports of a fish kill in the Kingston Harbor on the weekend. The area of the fish kill was along the Palisadoes Road in Harborview, St. Andrew, according to the National Environment and Planning Agency. As a result, the Environmental Regulatory Authority has warned that members of the public should not catch, consume, or collect fish or other marine life from the affected area until further notice. The advisory is a necessary precaution to protect public health, it said. NEPA and the NFA remain committed to protecting Jamaica's coastal and marine environment and will continue to monitor the situation closely, said a statement from NEPA, making reference to the National Fisheries Authority. The joint investigation involves NEPA, the Marine Police, and the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard, according to a statement released by NEPA on Tuesday. The statement said preliminary investigations revealed that the fish kill, which was localized, was caused by an external intervention or eutrophication. The preliminary investigation comprised observation, interviews, technical assessments, and the sampling of fish and water, the agency explained. NEPA said it is determined to resolve the ongoing issues of fish kill and is exploring options such as real-time monitoring, the use of cameras, and enlisting the assistance of the police, the Coast Guard, businesses, fishermen, and the community. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.